Hello! In this video I will show you how to color a Wheelers Oyster Bar coloring page from the Bundlle Volume 3, and I will be using a Brushes Urban Art Kit. All the links will be in the description. You can of course use any other brush set you have. First I will import the canvas, and from these three textures I will work with the vintage texture. So I will delete the rest of them, and then I will import the coloring page on a new layer underneath the texture, and find where it is in your files and just import. Urban Art Kit canvas is made very big, so you can crop it in any size you want. Find the option, crop and resize, and then I will put 4000 by 5000 pixels, which is great for posting on Instagram. And turn on the snapping so it like crops in the middle around the coloring page, and click done. And I will rename this layer as outline, and all the other layers will be underneath. And these are the brushes I will be using, and shortly you will see the color palette. You can screenshot it or use the color codes you see under the colors. Alright, so for the flat colors, I won't be talking all the way through because it is such a repetitive process. So I will tell you everything now what you will need to know. I will go through each color as they are in the palette. Each color I will be drawing on a new layer. So pink color in one layer, and then blue will be on another layer. All the colors will be underneath the outline layer. For all the coloring, I like to use the wet bandit brush. You can use the Paddle Police or Spritzman as they work similar, just have a different texture. For smaller parts, I just color straight in, and larger parts, I will be using the selection tool and freehand, and then select everything I will want to color and make the brush size to the max and color in. While this selection is active, you can also add stamps with different colors if you want. I will do that with the pink color. If you lift your Apple Pencil at some point when you are coloring and then start coloring in the same spot again, it will make an overlap. So if you like that effect, keep it. If you don't like that effect, then it is great to use the smudge tool. I like the brush Smudge Buddy for smudging. For erasing things, I like to use the hard round airbrush that is in Procreate stock brushes, but you probably already have a favorite eraser brush, so use that when needed. So now you can enjoy the coloring process. In some places I will talk a bit more what is happening there, but for now you can watch and color the same as me or use any other colors you want. You saw me coloring over the flowers with the green color. Now you can go with eraser brush or you do this. Click select on the red color layer, then click clear on the green layer. This will erase all the red pixels from the green layer. I do this 2 or 3 times just to be sure. So click select red layer and click clear on the green layer. For the pavement, I made a new layer and chose a stem. And by using the distort tool, I put it in place how I like and erase the parts I don't want to keep. I want to add some loose watercolor look to this drawing, so I will add few stamps like coming outside of the lines. Each stamp will be on a new layer, so it is easier to move it around. And then I just keep the part I want, and with selection tool I cut the part I don't want. You will see I added the blue color stem, but later I will erase it. I wanted to see more of the texture, so I turned the color burn layer in the vintage texture to the max. And then what I do is duplicate each color layer and see if I like it more saturated or keep it just as one layer. Also play around with the opacity of the duplicated layers. Now I will add an overlay. There are few options to choose from. That comes with the Urban Art Kit set, so choose which one you like. Then change the blend mode to overlay, play with opacity, and also you can change the hue or saturation and see how that changes your artwork. I add this layer at the top of the color layers. I changed the pavement color from the last color to the first color from the palette. Next, what I will do is add dimension and interesting watercolor accents to all of the layers. Basically, I will go through each color and make one new multiply layer and one normal layer for each of the color. The normal layer I will make as clipping mask and add some brighter stems to make the watercolor texture. For the multiply layer, you can either do it as clipping mask or there is another option. I will talk you through it when I will use it. But yeah, at this point, add texture with lighter stems on normal layer and darker stems on multiply layer. On multiply layer, I will also add some accents with the wet bandit brush, like add color to few of the bricks or add random dots and lines. You also can think of where your light source is and add more darker color to the other side. My light source will be on the right side, so the left side of the objects will be darker. With this multiply layer, I am just adding stamps all over the place, but I want them to be opaque and saturated, so I won't be using clipping mask, but I want them to cover only the blue parts. So I click on the blue color layer, click select and at the bottom invert, and then click clear on the stamp layer, and then keep on adding texture to the rest. With the smudge body brush, I am adding little light from the lamps. And then with the smudge fudge, I will add diagonal lines in the windows with yellow and blue color. Now let's work on the shadow. I like to use the hard round airbrush from the Procreate stock brushes, and then pick any darker color of your choice. You can always change it later. And at the top I am making a multiply layer, and I will add shadows to everything according to where my light source is. So my sun is shining in the sky, but more from the right side, so everything will cast a shadow to the left and bottom side. If your light source is on the left side, then the shadow will be on the right side. At the end I play with the hue and made the shadow more warm, and added a bit of noise to the layer, and play with layers opacity till I'm happy with how the shadow looks. we had the shadow, now let's add some sunlight. I will make a new layer on top and change it to add, and pick a white or almost white color. I will add some splatters all over the drawing because I like how they sparkle. Well, they make the drawing sparkle. Then in the windows with dry Procreate brush I will add diagonal strokes, and for the rest I will use either the scratchy pencil brush or wet bandit and add sunlight to the right side of the objects because that is where the sun would shine on. If your sun is on the left, then add highlights to the left side of the objects. At the end, I will make a new layer and add some accents like scribbles using the scratchy pencil brush, and I will pick all the colors from the palette and just go over everything, scribble inside the lines and outside the lines, and also I will add some texture with the checkers brush, and then I will add coffee stains and washi tape to finish off the drawing. The coffee stains I like to change to linear burn or multiply. Play with the layer's opacity to make the stain lighter, and the same goes with the washi tapes. Insert them from the Urban Art Kit folder, then change to multiply, rotate how you like them. This is practically all. We have finished the coloring page. I hope you liked the tutorial, and if you have purchased the coloring pages or the Urban Art Kit, I want to say a huge thank you for your support, and see you next time. Bye!